Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lore video. This time we are going to be discussing Inarius and his role in the rebellion against the Eternal Conflict and the theft of the World Stone, along with the creation of Sanctuary. Now, for reference, I am using the Book of Cain, a book that was published some time ago that is from the perspective of Cain, as though this is his journal that he carries during Diablo 3. So, I'm going to recite the passage he has in here on Inarius and the World Stone, and then I'm going to go into my theories on what Inarius' potential role in Diablo 4 will be. Here we go. Gotta get the book set up just right so I can read it to you guys. As I study the end times, seeking ways to forestall what I have come to feel is inevitable, I believe it is more important than ever to understand the origins of this world. In the later sections of the Book of Kalan is an epic poem that tells of the renegade angel Inarius. The accounts of Inarius' life state that he was an advisor to the Inarius Council, serving under the command of Tyrael, Archangel of Justice. It is further written that after eons of battle and witnessing countless acts of brutality, Inarius came to the conclusion the eternal conflict was unjust and that his part in it must come to an end. He quickly resolved to seek out others who might share his view. In time, he recruited not only angels, but incredibly, demons as well, and convinced them to join his blasphemous venture. There was one among them, however, who stood out above all others. While wounded and marooned on some broken outpost of the Pandemonium Fortress, I can't speak, Inarius arranged to meet the demoness Lilith. Lilith, who had suffered the hatred of her father Mephisto from time immemorial, had long awaited an opportunity to rebel. And so, it was that something extraordinary and unprecedented happened. For the first time ever, combatants in the eternal conflict not only set aside their differences, but also formed a union. Drawn together despite opposing forces, they had discovered common ground. It is difficult for my mind to fully grasp, but the legends tell us that Inarius and Lilith fell in love. Incredibly, that single alliance would alter the course of the war and reality itself, indeed, of all existence. Inarius and Lilith both pledged themselves to the other and vowed to escape the eternal conflict. United in purpose, they gathered their fellow renegades and either led a campaign to capture the World Stone or use some misdirection to gain entrance to its guarded chamber within Pandemonium Fortress. What happened next, I will attempt to convey as best I can through the hazy curtains of both time and myth. Creation of Sanctuary. The books of Kalan state the following. Inarius and his new companions altered the frequency or dimensional alignment of the World Stone, using its power to conceal it from angels and demons still fighting the eternal conflict. They shifted the massive crystal into a pocket dimension, and there they shaped a garden paradise. Around it, a world of refuge they would call Sanctuary. We cannot say how this feat was accomplished, as the means of Inarius' actions remain unknown, but it is known from the books of Kalan and other lesser sources from this time that the eternal conflict briefly came to a grinding halt over the World Stone's disappearance. For my own part, it is amusing to think of what it must have been like for the forces of heaven and hell to fight their way to the World Stone's usual location, only to find it missing. I would speculate that for a time both sides must have accused the other of stealing it, until they were finally convinced that their opponents were just as confused as they. The account given, supported by events which would come eons later, is that Inarius shaped Mount Arreat as a kind of protective shell around the World Stone, and from there, the rest of the world as we know it is formed. There, the World Stone remained until recent times when the Archangel Tyrael destroyed the sacred crystal and much of Mount Arreat surrounding. But I get ahead of myself. This matter will be addressed in the later section. for the implications of the world stone's destruction and its ripple effects are felt by us to this very day. Now, there's a handwritten note in the column. As noted earlier, I once beheld the Pandemonium Fortress with my own eyes. I have done my best to illustrate the fortress here, however warped and distorted my memories of it might be. I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. That's the neat thing about this book, is there's handwritten ledger notes from Deckard Cain. The book goes on from this point to talk about the rise of the Nephilim and the different well-known Nephilim. I'll cover those in another section and in another video. But there you have a brief history of what Inarius was up to at the beginning of Sanctuary. And during the Sin War itself, Inarius founded a religion and a church where he was known as the Prophet. Let that sink in for a minute. Our companion in Diablo 3, the Enchantress, served the Prophet and was put to sleep to serve a greater purpose in the future. So, but at the same time, Inarius wished to keep humans, or Nephilim, weak and without power, so that they would not rise up and gain the attention of the heavens and the hells, while Lilith wanted to harness their powers and conquer both. This led to the great schism between the two of them and into Lilith's banishment into the abyss, from which she returned later on during the Sin War. At the end of the Sin War, Inarius was imprisoned and handed over to Mephisto to be tortured for all time. Now, we get into the theory for Diablo 4. My theory is that much as Lilith finds her way back to Sanctuary, Inarius breaks free of his bonds as Mephisto is missing, or did break free of his bonds while Mephisto was missing and trapped within the Black Soulstone. So, will we see threats on multiple fronts to Sanctuary? What will we face in Diablo 4? I'll discuss these and many more points in the future. If you like this video and want to share your thoughts, please comment down below, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you stay up to date with any videos or live streams we may do here on YouTube. It's a great way to support the channel, but if you are so inclined, please, we would be honored for you to become a member here on YouTube, a subscriber on Twitch, or a patron on Patreon. Links for all of those will be down below. Thank you for your time, and thank you for staying a while and listening.